Is a presentation of the CSE 335 class project. Um, the idea of this application design is help user to plan their travel. For example, when a user travels to other city during a vacation, he can use the application to plan the travel, which includes the travel date, location he will visit during this travel, and the location's detail. Furthermore, the users can also record their travel information and record several locations they visit during this trip. The users can record the location information such as the pictures they took, the description of the location, and the coordinate information of location in the map. I think this is useful for the traveler to plan and record their trips. And then the slide shows the UI design of my application. The first wheel is a travel table wheel, which shows several travel that user will already visit. The second wheel is the wheel of the user to add his travel information, which contains the travel name he wants and the travel start date and end date. The third wheel is the location table wheel, which contains every location that the user visits during the trip. The next wheel is the wheel that the user adds their sensible information, which includes the location name, location description he want to add, and the photo he want to add to this location. Then the next wheel is the detailed information of the location information, which contains the location name, location description, location photo that the user added, and the map of the location. The last view is the web view of the location information. User can search the information online for the location detail. And then the slide shows the class diagram of my application design, which is a type of static structure diagram that describes the structure of my system by showing the system class attributes, methods, and the relationship among the objects. The application starting with the travel table wheel controller, which enables the application to read the travel information from the anti-code data and build the travel information to pass the location table wheel. Then there are some basic table view functions. The table view function has the delete action of the sliding the cell to delete information from the code data to remove the useless travel information. The detailed travel wheel controller is the wheel controller to build the travel information, which contains the travel name, start date, and end date to store into the anti-code data by using button save. The location table wheel controller is the table wheel controller of the location information. This table wheel controller contains several basic table wheel functions and the functions that enable the application to read the location information from the anti-code data and pass them to the detail wheel of the location information. The input location wheel controller is the wheel controller of the for the function of the entering location information, which include location name, location description, and functions for the image selection function. There are several buttons function and picker function in this wheel, which use the selecting image from local image or use the camera to take photos. It also have the function that store the location information into the entity of the code data by using button of it. And the other function are the basic functions of the wheel controller. Then the location wheel controller is the detailed location information wheel, which contains getting detailed location information from the code data, which includes in location name, description, and the image when loading this wheel. And the map kit of map kit for able to mapping shown in the view. Furthermore, there is a button function of the delete location information function. The next one is the web wheel controller that I use for loading wheel for the detailed location information. And then this slide shows the model wheel controller diagram. The controller contains some changes in data to codes such as edit, delete, and so on, fetch location, set up web view, set up maps, set up view with new data. And the controller update output to the location information, update active progress of web view, update map view and web view, update travel date information to the view. The view display lists the travel display list of location information, showing detailed location information, show map and web view, and show input travel information. And section of heading buttons select these rows in touching map wheel and web wheel and web navigation of user to controller. The controller notifies information need to be added to core data, showing input is being processed to model. The model enables core data storage for travel information such as start data and travel name. The core data storage for location information such as the name, image, and description, and notify controller of data changes. Then the model update, saving change, saving new information to core data to controller. And then the capability of this is for this application. The application starts with the travel table view to load the travel information from the core data and using the button to add travel information, which includes travel name, travel start date, and date by using data select star. Then user can use the button to button of save to save the information into the core data and take back to the travel table view to locate travel information. User can remove the travel information by using action of sliding, and user can click the cell to the travel information to the location table view to view the location information. User can use a back button in the location table view to get back to the travel table view, and the user plus button and to use the plus button to add the detailed location information, which contains location name, description, and as image of the location by using select image, which need to select the photo from the photo library or use camera. Then here's the add button to add the location information to the core data and get back to location table view. Then the location table view will show the location information the user added, and the user push the cell of the location table view. It goes to the location information view to show the location information, which includes location name, description, image, and the map view of the location. User can also use the delete button to remove this location. And furthermore, user can use the web information button to view the online information of the location information, such as shown in the picture. And then the application is based on the core data, which is all stored data in the local, and in the future uploaded later to store data. And the map function is only can see the location in the map view. In the future, I think the user can use map to select the location instead of showing that. And the web view is showing the view in the application. Image shows more. And the application can only choose the photo of the location information in the future. I think the application can store the video or some other media for the location information. And then I think the most important part of the lesson learned is the model view controller. Model view controller is the software architecture pattern for implementing user interface on computer. It steps given application into the three interconnect part in order to split internal representation in of information from the ways that information is presented to and accepted from the user. The model controller design pattern decouples these major components, allowing of effective code reuse and panel development. It is widely adopted as an architecture for internet design. So I think it is the most useful part of this course. And furthermore, from the course, I deeply know the mobile application principle include design patterns, presentance, and interface with service and depth, location, and incorporation of existing frameworks. User interface and experience design, connect awareness, using of building tools for software performing, testing, and version control, and security or privacy issues. From schools, we have the ability to apply special considerations for mobile application design and implementation in developing mobile applications. We can use framework present in mobile environment to accelerate development, construct the location of user web applications, develop apps, and use user interactions and get structures. Interface with hardware elements such as camera and accelerometer. Use the data storage source within the device as well as outside the device. Understand the security and the privacy consideration in mobile computing and developing bug-free high-performance code through the testing and the performing. So, in my opinion, in the future, the course can let students to do more team projects to develop better application, which is a good way to help students to practice teamwork coding. And I think in the future, the course may take more lab time. The lab time in class, I think, is not enough to do the lab or project. And I think this course helped me a lot for understanding the application design process and new technical learning, which is really good prepared to the job in the future. And that's all my presentation. Thanks for watching. Thank you.